to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. No! Please! No! What just happened? My name is Adam Hellerman, but everyone calls me Bug. I live in Riverton, Massachusetts, a small town notable for fishing, tourism, and the Riverton Ripper.
The Ripper was killed 16 years ago today, the very night that 7 of us here were born. Some say we share more than just a birthday.
They found Jay Chan in the river this morning. He's dead. Pray for our souls, Bug. He's coming.
Hello?
There's been no clue as to who this killer might be.
If he was evil enough, somebody you thought was dead come back alive?
Souls live on.
Do you think the Ripper came back to take his revenge? What if his soul went into one of the 7 kids who were born the night he died? Bug?
Pray for our souls, Bug.
But which one?
Do you know who your father was? Take a look in the mirror, Bug.
I don't need a war. To me, it's what we do in the war.
You killed people, Bug.
Put a blacktop at it makes me.
Not that I can remember. You want to mess with someone? Mess with me.
Hey guys, I'm back with another review, and this time it's going to be of Wes Craven's latest film from last year, 2010, called My Soul to Take, which he wrote, produced, and directed, and it stars Max Thieriot, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, John Magaoro, and Denzel Whitaker, among others. I forget the names, but it's basically a slasher about this serial killer with multiple personalities called the Riverton Ripper, aka Abel Plankoff, or something like that, who gets killed by the cops on the same night that 7 kids are born, 2 of which are his own kids, although one of them was already born before that. So it's a brother and a sister named Bug and Fang. Bug is the boy, and Fang is his older sister. But it's unclear whether or not he really died, so 16 years later, when all the 7 kids are in high school, they mysteriously start disappearing and getting killed off one by one by what appears to be the Ripper, or maybe it's his ghost. And legend has it that when he supposedly died, each of his multiple personalities got transferred into the souls of each of the kids. So it's a question of like whether the Ripper is really killing people off, or if one of the kids are just killing the rest off, possessed by the Ripper. And the movie sort of plays it both ways throughout, showing this generic looking boogeyman type of killer with this dark trench coat. He wears dark clothes. I think he might wear a hat or a hood, I'm not sure, but he also has long hair covering his face, which from what you can see kind of looks a little deformed, but the makeup's kind of bad. And he kills people with this average, killing knife, I guess, that your average slasher killer would use. And while some of the kids, like, they show signs of being possessed by him, mainly Bug and his best friend Alex, until the end when we find out like what the real deal is. So it's a bit confusing since we don't know whether the appearance of the Ripper is really the Ripper himself who's still alive, or if it's his ghost or zombie, or if it's one of the kids in disguise, or just the movie's way of symbolizing the Ripper when he kills. And I'm guessing it's the last one because the Ripper, you know, if you look at the Ripper and the kids, you know, he's too big and tall to be one of the kids in disguise. And before the Ripper died, he was just like some average psycho killer, or just average guy who happened to be psycho, but he didn't wear any costume when he killed people, unless I missed something. But, you know, based on the prologue, he was just some regular serial killer. Because the movie starts off with this suburban family whose father and husband, who's Abel Plankoff, seems like a normal guy until we start hearing these psychotic voices in his head telling him to kill his wife and daughter. And he kind of struggles with that and tries to suppress it. And he's at home, like down in the basement, working on something. And there's this news report playing in the background on TV talking about some of the recent murders by the Riverton Ripper in their town. And it describes the murder weapon, which turns up at their house. It's the knife that the Ripper uses, and it's got like some symbols or words on it that match the one we see in the house and the one on the news. And so it implies that Abel is the Ripper. And then he kind of trips and falls and knocks himself out, and then when he wakes up, we start hearing the voices in his head that imply all this. And then, you know, Abel seems like surprised and in denial about this, but as the voices go on, you know, you get the idea that he's just a killer with multiple personalities, and he didn't really know what he was doing, or didn't realize he was the killer until that night. So his psychotic side eventually takes over, and while he struggles with this, he calls his psychiatrist over to help stop him from what he's about to do, which is kill his wife and daughter. So the psychiatrist comes over, and I think he brings the cops along with him in case anything bad happens. And while they're on their way, Abel's trying to hide the fact that he's going crazy to his wife because, you know, she doesn't know he's the killer or the Ripper, and she's watching the news and she's kind of freaked out about what she's seeing on the news. So she wants him to come to bed and, you know, cuddle with her and, you know, just keep her company, you know, because she's freaked out. And she's also pregnant with a baby, and the daughter is asleep in a room nearby. So eventually Abel goes crazy and kills his wife, and I think that happens as the cops and psychiatrists get there to stop him. Or actually, I think he kills her right before they get there. And the psychiatrist tries to like talk him out of it, but you know, Abel's talking to all these weird voices and sounding really psycho and acting really psycho, and he kills the psychiatrist. So the cops shoot him, and then he doesn't die right away, and he's like still acting crazy. And the daughter, I guess, hears all this in her room and comes in to see what's going on. And then, you know, Abel sort of like rises up and tries to shoot the kid, and but the cops shoot him again before that happens. And then he isn't dead yet, but he's in critical condition, and he's like just acting crazy, and he eventually passes out and goes unconscious. So the paramedics take him away, and then on their way to the hospital, he kills one of the paramedics in the ambulance van, which causes this huge accident, and it all catches on fire. And then kind of get the idea that the Ripper escaped from the van, but he might have died, you know, somewhere nearby later. or he could have survived. Who knows?